Hello and welcome back to the show that takes a bit of disabled people, so you still have to because it is funny, even though for some reason you feel like you're not allowed to do that because it's not appropriate, even though when a disabled person is being stupid. They are just being stupid. Like, it's discrimination that to laugh at, like, I don't know. Anyway, today's exciting story time. I am going to tell you my new event story. Now, I saw no effect a couple weeks ago, and this has reminded me of my new effect. Sorry. And now, actually, this time, it doesn't inform a title. It just inform a video, which makes it even better, because, every story is better with a video in it. Probably can't say video, but for comedy value, I'm going to say video. So, the last time I saw the reflection picture, it was from 3 years ago. And my mate was there. And yes, if you guess correctly, he is a midget. Now I believe he's in Game of Thrones, but I don't know which one. Let me get out the same just because I haven't watched it. I know all you people are starting to realize how much of a retard I am. But anyway, so I listened to Patrick's own story about my friend. Now, I used to see him at festivals a lot over the years. But like, I didn't want to go up to him and say, hey, because usually at festivals, I'm pretty wasted. And I wasn't 100% sure if he was real or not. Because, like, I saw him 1 second and then he disappeared. So that's, like, to be fair, someone could have just walked in front of him and me being in my unsober state. I was like, where did he go? And you don't want to tell anyone that, like, hey, did you see that movie? What was it? Shut it. Because we all be in that situation. And if you haven't been in that situation, your life is rather boring. Anyway, back to the gig and the video. So, the video was there with his girlfriend at the time. And I believe it was his 21st birthday. That bad way to celebrate it. So, because it's like midget sign. You can't really go in the crowd now because like midget sign. Is that PC or no? I don't know anymore. Anyway, so I thought I would offer him my wheelchair because it raises up. So I thought he could go in the crowd with his girlfriend and get closer to the dead. The next thing I knew, he actually got on my lap and drove my wheelchair into the crowd, which is that wasn't my initial intent. And here's a video of what happened. So I thought we could go to the edge of the crowd where, you know, it was safe. But I don't know, my little buddy, I think that's why it's so good to call him little buddy. I turned back. Anyway, the midget decided to plow through the crowd into the mud pit. Now, I was the one apologizing to everyone because I know eventually you don't expect a big ass wheelchair to be plowing through the crowd with a midget riding a Spastic. That sounds weird. Don't rearrange that word. So I was like, sorry, getting more and more stressed out because like, the diva. Yeah, that sounds weird. The diva I got was a midget on my lap. So now kind of stressed out I got. Because, like, you don't really want to be in the best bit. I know a pet kick or any kind of kick, punk kick, when you're in a wheelchair. So, at this point, we have lost his girlfriend. The girlfriend has no fucking time to stick with her. So, finally, he gets to the center of the bathroom, literally jumping up and down on my footplate, with me holding on to his t-shirt like this. Don't let the midget die, don't let the midget die. If you let the midget die, he's going to kill you. Like, it really stressed me out because, like, I don't want to be the guy that got the midget killed. Like, no one wants to be that guy that gets the midget killed. Everyone hates that guy. Especially on the midget birthday as well. So, my friend was having a great time. I was there at the back, carrying over the other t-shirt, trying to keep him on my room. And the next thing I know, the band stopped playing. That like is very confused because they got the sound. And he was like, what the fuck happened? They stopped the gift because we were in the crowd and because of health and safety. Not talking about freaking loan. We are both pretty disabled anyway. But anyway, because of health and safety, they had to start looking for, as I say, fat was going, why the fuck is, and then he went, ow, it's a spastic retard. That's me, I'm the spastic retard. Yeah, one of my proudest moments in my life isn't the fact that I went to uni, live on my own, pretty independent. No, in fact I'm from the event called me a smashing retard. Yeah, that is still odd. So they had to start looking and get out of there. Freaking crazy. And that's the end of the story. Yeah. Now you can say that you heard of a Midget writing a Spastic. A Midget Plowing through writing a Spastic. Yeah, whatever it sounds weird. Anyway, just something that I get out to in my past time. Yeah, on the serious note, people, like you should at least have fun with Spastic fans. They do come in handy for certain situations like this. So go there and find yourself a Spastic. Hey, quite a lot of them. Anyway, remember what they do. Only makes you want to say wrong.